Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk About. And in this episode we're talking about SCP-917, otherwise known as Mr. Moon. Now this is yet another episode of the Little Misters, which I haven't really done one in a while, but this is Mr. Moon. This object class is safe, meaning it's relatively harmless and pretty easy to contain. This article does not have a picture, which is a bit sad, but, not all of them do. So, without further ado, let us begin. Special containment procedures are: SCP-917 is to be kept in a standard humanoid containment cell. Music and literature may be made available on request. One aide is to be assigned to SCP-917 at all times. Aides are to be rotated on 6-hour shifts. SCP-917 may request to be left in solitude at any time. However, this privilege is restricted to 4 hours a day. So it really seems like this one is just able to walk around. Compared to the other little misters, Mr. Lost can cause time and space to rewrite itself, technically. Mr. Fish is just a guy with a fish head, but this one, he's able to walk around. As to why he's called Mr. Moon, I don't really know yet. Continuing on. A basic Braille-based communication book has been supplied to SCP-917. Simple communication may be performed through this medium, as well as agreed-upon hand signals. Personnel are instructed to not awaken SCP-917 while in New Moon phase unless absolutely required, as this may cause panic in the subject. Personnel are to wait until SCP-917 gives the agreed-upon signal before interaction. SCP-917 suffers from moderate arthritis and is to be supplied with medication when feeding, if possible. As of current regulations on misters, SCP-917 is to be contained in Hall Redacted of Site Redacted. And that's all the containment procedures. But when he's in New Moon phase, what does that mean? Causes him to panic. And, he knows, like, hand signs, like ASL and Braille communication, but he knows ASL and that's how he communicates sometimes. Or most of the time, maybe. I don't know. What I do know is that it's just random arthritis pain, My joints hurt. But he gets medicated, if possible. And, he's a little mister, so he's contained in the Hall of Misters, as I'm going to dub it, because it's all redacted. As to what SCP-917 is, he appears to be an elderly Caucasian male. Subject's facial features appear to degenerate and regenerate in relation to the lunar cycle, completely disappearing during the new moon and normal during the full moon. Subject's ears, eyes, nose, and mouth will disappear, but facial wrinkles remain. This degeneration and regeneration mimics the phases of the moon, beginning at the left ear and crossing the subject's face. Oh my god, that's horrible. So that no wonder he's safe. He doesn't really pose any threat, but at the same time his face disappears dependent on the moon. That's horrible. That's terrible. So during a full moon, his face is completely normal. But during a new moon, there's nothing there. So no wonder you're not allowed to interact with him during the new moon phase, because that would cause panic. Yeah, it would, wouldn't it? Can't see, can't talk, can't hear. If you shake him awake, he starts freaking out. That's horrible. Oh my god, no. I have no idea what to make of that, other than, is it dictated on the moon, or does his face work like the moon? Because one of those is awful, and one of those really, I guess, is still bad, but not as bad. If it's dependent on the moon, then you can easily track what it's going to be, but if it's just like a moon, and you wake up one day and it's just something like that, that's a lot worse. You never know what it's going to be. But if it's based on the moon, then I guess that's not that bad. It's still bad for him. It's still terrible for him, but it's better, I guess. Subject has explained that the experience is painless, but leaves him blind, deaf, and mute when related features are absent. SCP-917 does not seem to need to eat, drink, or breathe when features are absent. However, it is explained that it feels extremely tired while suffering from the lunar phase. During an eclipse, data expunged. This is considered safe and does not cause long-term harm to this object. SCP-917 was discovered at the entrance of Redacted of Site Redacted. that means it is based on the moon. So during an eclipse, it's expunged. But what happens? Does he like catch on fire? Because an eclipse really depends on the eclipse. If it's a lunar eclipse, then the Earth itself is blocking the moon. So my guess that would mean his head would disappear. But if it's a solar eclipse, that means the moon is blocking the sun. You're not allowed to look at that with your naked eye. So does that mean like his head catches on fire? Because that would be kind of sad, but also really, really funny. And I know that might sound sadistic, but I'm just imagining, oh, it's a solar eclipse. Head ignites. In my imagination, that's funny, but I wouldn't bet that's horrible. But it says it's considered safe and does not cause long-term harm. So that means it's pretty good. The last paragraph of this article is Addendum 917. The words Mr. Moon from Little Misters by Dr. Wondertainment are tattooed upon SCP-917's right calf. Upon discovery, SCP-917 has been wearing a coat, dress shirt, and slacks, all with the brand name Doctor's Orders sewn into the tags. A list similar to the one held by SCP-909 has also been found in the left pants pocket, where SCP-917 is designated as 13. So, like, if you were to look at the list of all the SCPs, he's number 13, all the Little Misters. But with that, that's the end of the article. It's a fairly short article. Do not talk when he's in the new moon phase. His head won't be there. Well, his head will be there, his face will not. But he's just a regular human, able to walk around, has music, books to read, whatever he really wants. He's not really contained. He's just kind of able to live where, so long as it's inside the site. Which, yeah, that makes sense. Moderate arthritis, and it's just a couple bad with just a mild inconvenience. Your face is gone, and at the same time you have joint pain. Your skin burns. I don't actually know what arthritis means. I'm pretty sure that means the skin itchy burns. I apologize to anyone with arthritis. I don't really know. I'm pretty sure that just means your skin burns or joint pain or both. I'm not a medical professional. But like that's just coupled with something bad with something infinitely worse. Because you know what? Your head is dictated by the moon. And I can only imagine solar eclipses are a spectacle. He's contained in the same hall as all the other Little Misters, which, thinking about that, it's like you find them all and become Mr. Collector, right? That's what the list has been saying. It says like, wow, you've just found yourself your very own Little Mister. It's a limited edition collection item. Find them all and become Mr. Collector. Do you want to put them all in the same place? Is that a good thing? I don't think so. I think that's a very bad thing. Not to mention, like, he's an elderly man. Does he age? I would hope so. Maybe old age would put him out of his misery. Maybe the moon would keep him alive. It degenerates and regenerates, so I'm willing to bet it's just horrifying to witness. Because it's not like it happens at the start of every day. It's like the moon changes every second. Because it depends on its orientation to the sun and the earth. It's like a whole bunch of stuff culminates together to make the moon what it looks like in the sky. And that dictates what his face looks like. And that is horrifying, because it starts on the left side. It gets rid of his ears, then his eye, then half his mouth, his nose, his other eye, the rest of the mouth, and then his other ear. And then new moon, there's just nothing. And full moon, there's everything. That's why he knows sign language, so he's able to communicate in case he can't speak. Is pretty good on the Foundation side. Usually they just kind of say, oh well, not my problem. And no, they're making it pretty easy for him. Wish this article had a picture, but at the same time, I kind of wish it didn't. And I'm happy it doesn't, because that could be very horrifying. There is another addendum down here that I don't really think is pretty important, but in terms of the Little Misters, it can be. So, this document was shown in the possession of SCP-917. SCP-905 states that it lost its copy in the breeze. SCP-909 has held a similar list, which can be found in Document 909-A, and SCP-913 apparently ingested its own copy. SCP-920 claims to have misplaced its copy. All of those SCP numbers are Little Misters. I couldn't tell you which each of them are, but I know one of those is Mr. Lost. I'm pretty sure Mr. Lost is 909 or 905. SCP-920 is Mr. Lost. My brain is gone. It makes sense that Mr. Lost just misplaced his copy, but it's just going to show that every Little Mister, when they're discovered, is in the same place, meaning someone's leaving them there, or they're just happening up on it, and they all have this copy of this paper that's like the Little Mister list. Where are they coming from? It's obviously Dr. Wondertainment, right? Like, it has to be. Is Dr. Wondertainment a real thing? Clearly he is, because someone's making these things. And Mr. Wondertainment, Dr. Wondertainment, sorry. You have a medical license. Doctor, not Mr. Doctor. You are Dr. Wondertainment, not Mr. Dr. Wondertainment has made other SCPs. It's not just the Little Misters. There's other stuff. There's like weird toys that don't do the right thing. He's some like childhood toy creator that's a bit sadistic. Because you'd have to be sadistic to make a man whose face is dependent on the moon. That's a very short video, but with that being said, I'm going to leave this episode here. Very short, but there are longer ones on the way. I just wanted to do another Little Mister because I haven't done one in a while. So, thank you all so much for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe, as that helps boost the channel. So with that being said, thank you all so much, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!